My name is Nadia and I come from Italy. I was in Zambia. I was in Zambia for 6 months. It's one big project with many departments. I've been collaborating with all the departments, with the academy, so the day school, and then with the climate center, and then with the Young Farmers Club. I've been touching all of them, but mainly I was working with the students, so with the youth academies, with the street kids. I already had experiences in the past with the street kids. I've been working with them for a long time. So it's like I was used to it. I knew it's a different setting, but more or less I knew how to behave with them. It's like when you are a parent, you love your children, but you have to be strong with them. You cannot spoil them. So it was a bit like that. It's a new program. It started last year in January 2022. The social worker and the true leader of the program, and they talk with the children that they are in the street, and they tell them about the program, where they can come, that there is this school where they learn skills, and they will have food and accommodation, and then they will be provided with clothes and all the basic needs. Mostly they are street kids. Many of them don't have parents because when they were born, the parents died. Mostly the moms died when they were born, so they didn't grow up with father. They grew up with aunties, and then aunt and uncles, they divorced. So when they divorced, the kids have to decide where to go to live with. And when they go, the second wife or the second husband, they treat them bad because they don't accept kids from other people. So they are beaten. Some of the students were saying that one of the stepmom was making him a very hot bath, and he had marks on the arms and the legs because of hot water. So the students just ran away, decided to go away. Some of them, because the parents don't have money to buy food, so they decide to go in the street to survive on their own, selling things or begging, because their begging is very common. They do it a lot. They start to use drugs. When you are in town, you start to meet people and they ask you to sell drugs. So to sell drugs, you have to try it. So you find 12 to 13 years old guys that already tried a lot of drugs, and you see the effect of the drugs in a young age. It is something that really changed their life, I think. Talking about this program, I think when you save a child from the street, there is nothing else to say. They learn a skill, they are provided with food and accommodation, they have health care, so they go to the clinic for whatever reason. I think it helps a lot. Because also, if you go in town, you see a lot of those kids, a lot. The community is grateful to the school for everything they are doing for the young people, because they really care about young people. Even in the street, when there are kids, so they beg, the people ask, you work with DAP, so take them to DAP. They want us to save them because they don't know how to handle them. So I think they are very grateful, and there is a big collaboration among the community and the school itself. I think you need to be flexible, 100% flexible, because there is these things that today we plan for an activity and then 1 hour before the activity everything changed. So you have to be flexible and you have to accept the change. And this comes in the fact that you don't have to be patient, you cannot get stressed for those things. The rain was affecting a lot the daily life, because sometimes really when it was raining so much, it was like a swimming pool everywhere. To bring a child to the clinic becomes very difficult. It rains a lot, the power goes off, there is no water anymore, so it's a consequences, so you always need to be ready. This is a skill that I improved, to be ready for any emergency, so always ready and always prepared. The school has only one vehicle, and for example, if the vehicle was going to Lusaka, to the town, for grocery or whatever, then we didn't have any other vehicle at the school. So if the children were sick, we could not drive them to the clinic. So sometimes we were just giving them the bicycle and telling them to go on their own to the clinic. So this was a big an issue. And the clinic, the closest one, it's a basic clinic. So if you have a major problem, it's 1 hour driving. Going to Africa has always been my dream, especially in a project like this. So when I went there, it was just the top of my happiness. Because I always wanted to be with people that appreciate little things in life, the essential of life. When I was there, I was happy for that. But then my personal goal when I work with this kind of students, the goal is to contribute to the change, to give something to these people, to teach what I know, to share my knowledge with them, and I think that I can say that I could succeed with the students there. I can say it was good, but that was my goal, to give myself, because I think that every time I start a new project, if I don't give 100% of myself, I'm not satisfied. So even with a different setting, with different, because it's completely different. Africa is completely different from Europe. The conditions, the fact that I don't know, stupid things, even a car or a transport or internet, people don't have internet. It's a completely different setting. I managed to give 100% what I wanted also with the students. The first weeks I was dreaming about the lessons that I had to do because I wanted to succeed with them, so it was a nightmare. But yeah, I think I managed. That was my goal. My goal was to contribute in these people's life, and I think I did it.
Could you maybe name some of your achievements?
The students coming in class on time, students cleaning their room, even bathing can be something so easily for us, but the students at the beginning, they were not bathing. So after long time, long lessons and long talks, at the end they were coming to me, "Madame, you see, I bath, I clean my clothes, what do you think? Smell, look, I washed myself," and then they knew that I was going to check. So even those small things, at the beginning for them, when they were doing sports, was to win, was not to have a time to share together. The mentality they had, I noticed that it was changing, because the first time I was there with them for a football match, oh my God, I think I was screaming to call a teacher, because they were fighting every 5 seconds and they were fighting for real. But then I don't know, the trust that they earned, even the respect that they gained, I think made them to see me as a leader. So they were listening to me, they were considering what I was saying. The students learned what means to recycle, what means to have climate change, what means global warming. They also made a song about it.
Once we burn plastics, once we cutting trees, we'll be dead because of global warming.
And they started to understand how to recycle things, how to reuse things, and they are also making objects now to sell. So I think this is another big achievement for me and my teammates. We did this project together. The thing that is missing is professional people and some more help, more stuff. When you have to handle this kind of students, you need more stuff, because if you spend 24 hours with them, at one point you go crazy. If you are not ready to go there, if you don't know anything about them, then you risk to be there and to judge and to not understanding what you are going through. But if you know a bit of the culture, a bit of the things, how they work, a bit of the country, the history of the country, because it's everything connected. If you know a bit of everything, you are already more prepared. But if you go there not knowing anything, you can go there on vacation, but you cannot go there to live an experience like this. I think it's a life-changing experience. If you go with the right mindset, you will really fall in love with it. There are no superficial talks, there are no small talks just to occupy time. If you are looking for values, the values of life, the small things in life that they really count, I think that's the experience you need to live. No, I think it was the perfect project for me. I really think it was the perfect project for me. It suits me 100%. Yeah, and yeah, I found a family. I found a family there.